Amanda Knox. I think one of the key sort of elements in this case is that she was extremely naive when these charges were first presented. And now we have a very changed young lady, and now a free woman. This American exchange student spent 4 years behind bars in a prison after having been convicted of murdering and sexually assaulting her study abroad roommate, Meredith Kircher. Now, again, looking at why people do what they do and try to understand this. I mean, what already a tragedy for this young woman, the fact that her roommate was killed, then she gets accused of having killed her. Why did the prosecutor vehemently insist that Amanda was engaging in a sadistic sex game? Literally, he said that Meredith was being taunted with a knife before slashing her throat. Where did he come up with that idea? Because there was no evidence for that having happened, and that's not the way people behave. I deal with people all the time, and the people that get involved in these kinds of behaviors, it's just not how it goes down the way he described it. It's either a person who's already into cutting as part of their sort of fetishistic behavior and things go too far, or it is somebody who has a proclivity to violence in their physical intimacy, and again, it goes too far or just starts to, escalate into something. It's not that. It's not what we're seeing here. Nor, by the way, this business of roommates being jealous because one likes to party. I mean, honest to goodness, guys, doesn't everyone agree with me that college campuses would have a little trouble right now? There'd be a bunch of murders on every college campus every freshman year.
Absolutely.
And don't you? Yeah, and right. I mean, I'm sure you agree with this.
Yeah. I do, and every day's Halloween to the prosecutor Manini. I mean, that's the way he looks at life. He was talking to a medium who talked to a priest that had been dead for years for his theories. So, I mean, this ritualistic slay by the she-devil, Foxy Noxy, that's what we were looking at, and that's what went on for 4 years in this prosecution.
Many people believed Amanda was... Yeah, it is unbelievable. And many believe she was convicted the first time around because of some bizarre behavior. I want to look at this. She did do some funny stuff. A witness said, again, as a witness, said she was doing cartwheels and splits in the police station. As you can see here, she was kissing her boyfriend and lingerie shopping with him the day police found Meredith murdered. Now, to me, I mean, it is a little peculiar, hard to understand, and I hope we'll get an explanation for her when she comes back to Seattle. Paula, is there anything else we know about this behavior that day?
Well, she did admit that evening she was smoking marijuana, so that might explain some of the behavior. But, you said it yourself, Drew, and you don't want to excuse too much here because she was an adult and she should have been responsible for her actions. And believe me, she's been held responsible for her actions, but she's 20. And I think you and I sending our kids out at that age would say, yeah, she's a baby. She was naive. Her parents say the same thing, and that was a huge part of it. And it played a huge role in her bizarre behavior. Also, though, it comes down to what is expected here in Italy and what is acceptable behavior. And many in Italy felt that she was immature and that she just did not react in the way one would expect. And that got her into a lot of trouble. But we have to remember she was convicted of defamation. She did accuse her former employer of murdering Meredith Kircher. I'm sure she'll say that she did that out of desperation, but it was a grave mistake nonetheless.
It also is a very cautionary tale for young people heading over to other countries to live, assuming that the same freedoms and the same judicial system is going to protect them. It ain't so.